Discuss about transport management system. Transport management system. So what is this? So why it is very useful for day-to-day activities? So transporting the development objects from development system to quality and quality to production. So this procedure transporting the data objects, either one objects or so either more objects. So transporting the data, transporting the objects from one system to another system. So another system to another system, we will use the TMS, STMS here. So dev to quality, right? Dev to quality, we can use it here. Then quality to production also we can use it here. Quality to the production also we can use it here. This procedure is called the transport management system here, transporting the data. So why we have to do it here directly to the production here? Why can't we directly make the changes in the production? So production is the business system here. All the business users will log into the production system. They will make the changes here. They will make the changes here. All the system, all the business users, they will log into the system. So they will make the changes, transport everything. So if your developer also do the changes here, then so that is fine. But as per the SAP, so we cannot directly do the changes in the production system here, right? So that's the reason we need to make the changes in the development. So once the development is done, then we'll move the changes to the quality. They will do the testing, everything testing, they will do it here. If the testing failed, again, they will do the development. Then they will move to the quality. If the testing is success, then only they will move the changes to the production. Then only they will move the changes to the production here until. So otherwise, if the testing failed here, so it will affect the other data as well. So since it is a business system, production system, it will be used by the all the business users. So in case of something is happens here, in case of something is happens here in the production, so it will impact the others and the users transactions. Sometimes system will go down as well. To avoid this type of issues clashes, so we cannot make any changes, direct changes in the production. So if suppose in the production the customer wants to, this search button should be like that here, which means so again we have to go for the development. So we have to do the development changes here. Then we have to move to the here. We have to perform the change testing, types of testings we have to perform. Once the testing is performed, then we can go to the production system here. So this is the purpose. So here we will use the transport management system concept. Using this concept, we will move the objects from one system to another system, another system to another system. Like that, we will move the changes here. We will move the changes here, right? Dev to quality, quality to production. So like that, we will move the transport changes here, right? You no need to move the entire data. Entire data means so client data we can move it. So but client data, so we always it's only for the it's only for the exceptional cases we can move the client copies and everything here. But here we don't require all the data here. Only whatever you have done the development, only that data we have to move to the production here. So here in that case, what we have to do, right? What we have to do? First of all, team configuration we have to perform it here. There the steps are there here to perform these configurations. So first of all, TMS configuration we have to perform it here, right? The first of all, domain controller configuration we have to do it here. Domain controller. Then the transport. Then add systems into the domain controller. Then transport routes, then transport layers, right? So transport routes and transport layers configuration. So these 4 steps we have to perform as part of the TMS configuration means it will come these 4 steps here. These 4 steps here. So what is domain controller? domain controller. So out of these three systems, one system we have to make it as a domain controller. This domain controller so will act as a main branch, will control the other two systems in a landscape. How to release the so then once the TR released, where to go. Once it is testing is done, where to go. So like that, this domain controller will control the changes within the landscape, right? So that is the reason out of these three branches, suppose like you have the branches in the so Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune. So three branches you have. In the three branches, you have to make one branch as a main branch, right? So otherwise, how can you control it, right? You cannot control it. That's why the main branch will control the all the sub branches, right? So that is the reason so this development, quality, and production here, right? So this main branch will control the all our the sub branches here. So the we have to make one branch as a main branch. So here also in out of these three branches, three systems, you have to make one system as a domain controller. So this domain controller system will control the other two systems in a landscape. Domain controller. In the name itself, we have controller. It will control the systems within the domain. Domain means landscape, right? So here you have to make one system as a domain controller here. So for that one, so we have to log into the to perform the one system, we have to make it as a domain controller. So we have to log into the 000 client, either DDIC or SAP, any which is user in the basis or DDIC, which is in the 000 client. Then go to the STMS transaction code. Then give the domain controller name like domain underscore SID. Then save it. That is called the domain controller configuration. The SID which you are giving is a domain controller SID, right? Suppose you are choosing quality as a domain controller means here you need to quality as a domain controller means here, then you need to make the domain controller SID as a quality system here, right? Then production SID you have to make it here. For that one, so out of these three systems here, suppose like so we will make so ECP as a production system as a domain controller system here, right? So in this case here, log into the system here. Okay. So here STMS. If you type the STMS, here ECP is a domain controller, right? So normally we have to delete this configuration. Why? Because it's already there, already configured. That's why I'm deleting this configuration. Whenever first time you access the system here with STMS, then it will ask the please provide the domain controller name, domain underscore SID means ECP is our domain controller name here. Then click on the save button here. Then during the configuration, it will ask the during the configuration, it will ask the like so one user will be created, that is called the TMS ADM user in 000 client. Then two RFC destinations will be created. Two RFC destinations will be created. One is called the TMS ADM star and TMS SUP star. So, and one background job will be triggered. That is called the RDD IMP job will be triggered here, right? So this is the internal configuration will be configured when you are configuring the TMS configuration. See here, TMS ADM user. Then you need to set the password for TMS ADM user. Right? You have set the password. So then you see your domain underscore SID created, one user created. If you go to the SM59 here, if you go to the SM59, so go to the above connections here. So you have the RFC destinations here, right? So you have the RFC destinations, TMS connections will be created here, right? TMS connections will be created here. So TMS ADM, TMS SAP. So today only these RFC connections are generated here, few minutes back only, right? So why? Because so these are the generated by the when you are doing the configuration, this got generated here. So TMS production, you have to make it as a domain controller. Then you for the which system you are making as a domain controller, you need to log into the 000 client, DDIC, STMS, domain underscore ECP, then save it. So that is for the domain controller configuration. Now, step number 2, how to add the systems into domain controller. So at production you have done it, then how remaining systems, remaining 2 systems you make into the production here. How the remaining 2 systems you will configure as a domain controller. How the remaining 2 systems you will configure as a domain controller system here, remaining 2 systems. Then in that case also, we need to log into the remaining 2 systems also, like a, we have to log in the remaining 2 systems also, we have to log into the 000 client here. Remaining 2 systems also we have to log in as a, so 000 client DDIC, then domain underscore SID means domain controller SID we have to give it here. Then same configuration. Suppose like now I want to configure ECD. I want to add ECD into domain controller. Then go to the 000 client, then DDIC or SAP star, whatever it may be. So then, okay, you connected.
Sir, one question here.
Yes,
Sir, that RFCs got created, right?
yes.
After we give domain underscore admin user ID and password, where they are pointing, sir, those RFCs?
They are pointing to the same system only. They are
I
pointing to
mean, in
RFC.
real time also they will point to same system.
See, system is like in the, either normally in the training system or real-time system. So the configurations, the activities are same. Okay. So either wherever it may be, it will point to the same system. See here, AP online 100. It will point to the same system only. For the internally move the data, transfer the data, it will use the these RFC destinations will be used. Okay.
Sir, but RFC SAP is pull mechanism, no, sir. It has to
Which mechanism?
pull mechanism. You said right?
That is the
RFC in
client
S.
gap is. RFC is not the pull mechanism. RFC is a bridge, is a pipe to transfer the data. Okay. Client
Okay,
copies are the pull mechanisms. Okay.
okay,
Client
okay.
copies, no, RFC never has a pull mechanisms. So just if you want to, you want to, we want to move from this side to left side, you want to move to this side to that side, just via bridge only you need to go. Means RFC destinations will act as a bridge. So our RFC destination will act as a pipe. So inside of the pipe, how the water flow will happen, same as like this the communication, the network communications will happen via this RFC connections.
Sir, but if RFC is pointing to the same system, how the transport will go from development to quality?
We have one more RFC destinations, Vivek. Just wait for the completion of this configuration. Then we
Okay,
will come to know the conclusion. Okay.
okay, okay.
If you interrupt in middle, what will happen? So other people will get confused, and so you will also get confused. Why? Because we have other configurations also we have to do it. Then you will understand. So why other RFC destinations also will be created in SM59 now. Now in SM59, why? Because now I am adding the SAP systems into the uh, few more SAP systems into the same STMS configuration. So two more RFC destinations also will be created here. So one system to another system, those RFC destinations will communicate each other. Okay, internally it will communicate. You no need to communicate. Internally it will communicate. So that's why each system. So there the RFC destinations will be created. Okay, so now I am adding the ECD system into the domain controller. So here ECD, right? ECD system, I'm adding the domain controller here. So for this one, so you need to provide the domain underscore ECP details. You have to provide it, or host name you have to provide it here. Then click on the OK. Then same connection here, RFC, then TMS ADM user, then TMS ADM user, then backend to RFC destinations will be created. But here SAP system to be waiting to be included in the transport domain. So which means this SAP system, this ECD is waiting to be included in the production here, right? So then in this case, what we have to do, go to the STMS transaction code here, go to the systems here. So you see there is a ECD system, but the status is waiting to be included. Then select that system, click on the approve button. Then that system will come and will be added to the domain controller. That system will come and added to the domain controller here, right? So that system will come and added to the domain controller here. So what will happen here? Internally, system is added now. So now status is green. So domain controller means ECD system also added to the domain controller here. So same one user will be created in the SU01. Same RFC destinations are generated. Then same TMS connections also generated here. See here TMS ADM, TMS ADM. So TMS production related. So RFC destinations are whatever the system you added, two RFC destinations will be generated. If you add the one more system ECD, then two RFC destinations are used here. So via this RFC destinations, so objects will be moved from development to quality. Then you have the production RFC destination, then production to, so one more system to one more system. Via this RFC destinations only data transfer will happen. So here you no need to create the RFC destination. System itself, when you are doing the TMS configuration, automatically it will generate the this configurations. Okay, system itself it will will do the configuration. Now see, we have only 4 RFC destinations here, right? So now if you want to add NW1 as well, if you want to add the NW1 as well into the transport domain, one more system you are planning to add it here, right? So here, so go to the STMS, same configuration, procedure is same. So for adding the systems or configuring the domain controller configuration, it's the same configuration here. We have to perform it here. Same configuration we have to, so we have to do it here, right? So then in domain underscore ECP, which system you are into adding ECP system details. Then here, so you need to provide the details, TMS ADM details. Then this system also will go and add it to the TMS, means production systems list. This system also waiting to be domain control list here. So production is our domain controller. Just refresh it here. And there is a one more SAP system is we received. Select it. Then approve button. There is a approve means you are adding your subdomain system. You are adding into the domain controller here. So production is our domain controller here, right? Then you added here. You are adding here. So you are adding here. This is adjusting now, right? Adjusting the profiles. So activating the routes, creating the RFC destinations. So there are the RFC destinations as well here, right? So if you see here, so there are the RFC destinations also here. Here, two more RFC destinations will be created. See, NW1, NW1, ECD, ECD, ECP. Every system you have the, so RFC destinations here. Every system you have the RFC destination. Suppose if you go to the STMS, sorry, SM59, so these RFC destinations will be auto created. Automatically it's created when you are doing the configuration. See, 6 RFC destinations, right? If you go to the production, so we have the 6 RFC destinations will be created here, right? So 6 RFC destinations will be created here, right? If you go to the SM59, Three systems, 3 into 2, 6 RFC destinations will be so created here. So these RFC destinations internally coordinate and will help to transfer the data from one system to another system here, right? Development to quality, quality to production here. So via this RFC destinations only, so the data transferring will happen. Okay, so you no need to manually push the data to the quality and production. So once the object you created the data, once you perform the configuration, TMS configuration correctly, automatically via these routes, the data transfer will happen. Okay, via this RFC destinations, if the RFC destinations are perfectly working, definitely your object will be imported to the quality and the production system. If the RFC destinations are not working, so it will not imported here. So that is the one thing here, right? So we have, so domain controller, we have making three out of these three systems, one system as a domain controller. Remaining two systems we have added into the domain controller. Then configuration we have done it here, right? So you can see the configuration. There is a TMS ADM user, two RFC destinations, and so these things will be, one job will be created in the SM37 RDD IMPDP job will be created. So when you are doing the TMS configurations, configuration means domain controller creation, adding the systems into domain controller, transport routes, layers. So they are the configurations will be created. So here for the configurations, here entire TMS configuration, it will use the one OS level file system here. That is called the trans directory here. USR SAP, the trans directory, it will use it here. Trans directory, it will use it here. Trans directory, there is in the trans directory, there is a bin. So buffer, co-files and data files and SAP names, and so log, right? So temp, so EPS, there the file systems folders are available here. So here the folders are available here. So here bin means that configuration which we are doing the TMS configuration, right? All the configuration files profiles will be, means TMS files profiles will be stored into the bin directory here, bin directory here. So if you go to the here, if you go to the here, trans directory, right? So bin, if you go to the bin, so whatever the configuration you are doing here, whatever the configuration you have done here, so ECP as a domain controller, then ECP profiles got created, domain.cfg, tp underscore domain underscore sid.pfl, these profiles got created, means configuration profiles here. So whatever you are doing the configuration in the front end STMS, so here file system level, this configuration will be stored. File system level, these configurations will be stored here, right? That is the main thing here, right? That's we have done it here in the systems, right? So now, so configuration is done. So now we need to configure the routes, right? Only systems you have added, but what about the transport routes and transport layers here? So go to the same transaction code STMS. There is a routes concept here, transport routes concept here, right? Transport routes concept. So here, so these things are not defined earlier. So these are the not defined. So let me delete all, save it here. This is called the transport routes here. So there are the two types of transport routes here. So bin is like a data configuration files will be stored. The TMS configuration files will be stored here. Buffer means that is the different use cases here. These all are the different use cases in the TMS only. Upcoming classes, it will come like different use cases, right? So all the TMS configuration will be stored into USR SAP trans and bin folder. Bin folder level, it will store the data here, right? So it will store the data here. So now, once the domain controller configuration, once you add the systems into domain controller, so everything is fine. You have the three systems is fine here. Three systems, that is fine here. But now you will, now you need to configure as a routes here. Routes. Why? Because route will tell you where to go, from where to where, from where to where. It will tell you here. So we have the transport routes. We have to create it here. Transport routes here. There are the two types of routes in STP, STMS here. Two types of routes are there here. One is the consolidation route. Consolidation means development route. Second one is the delivery route here. Delivery, consolidation, and delivery route. Consolidation means the route between the development to quality is called the consolidation route. Delivery route means quality to finally we are giving to the production, that is called the delivery route here. So from here to here is called the consolidation route, right? From here to here, then we will call it as the delivery route here. Delivery route here. So development to quality, consolidation, quality to production, that is called the delivery route here. So finally you are developing here, you are giving the delivery to here. In between you are moving to the quality system for testing purpose. Then once the testing is done, it will go to the here. So for that one, you need to go to the STMS, then transport routes, right? Here you can use the default configuration, standard configuration. You have the three systems, then three systems in your landscape. Which system has a development system, right? We have the which system as a development system, suppose like ECD. Then which system has a quality system, then NW1, then which system has a production system, then ECP, something like that. You can define it here, right? In your landscape, you have the one system you have to based upon the client role. One system we have to make it as a development. One system we have to make it as a quality. One system production, right? Same as like here. So you have the three systems. Three systems you need to configure it here, right? So like you need to give it which one is the development. So there is a standard configuration is available in the tab. Just you can use it here, or you can make it as a development ECD, ECP, final ECP. So whatever it may be. Okay, whatever it may be. So just you can configure it. Just click on the continue button. Then here you see the configuration is created here, right? Then distribution, distribute and activate, which means the routes are created here. Then configuration is distributed here. So now once this configuration is completed, then transport layers. We use during this configuration also, they are the two transport layers will be created here. Two transport layers here. Transport layers here. Transport layers here. This is also there are the two types of layers here. So one is the SAP layer and ZSID layer here. SAP layer means all standard objects means SAP objects will go via this layer here. So customization which developed by our guys, customization objects will go via this layer here. So the moving the objects also, they are the types here. So you can see here moving the objects types here, right? So they are the SAP layer. SAP standard objects will go via this layer. And customization objects here, where our developers will develop the data, that will go via this layer to finally it will go to the quality system here. The quality, the testing will happen. Finally, it will go to the production system here. Finally, we will hand over to the production system here, right? So this is the TMS configuration, only configuration. The configuration side, domain controller configuration, adding the systems into domain controller, transport routes, transport layers. These four subtopics will come in the TMS configuration here, right? So here you can see, suppose example, best example, I will tell you here one of the best example here. So highway, suppose like this is the Hyderabad, you are planning to go to the, via Vijayawada, Hyderabad to Vijayawada here, right? So in between you have the, Suryapet or Kodada, you have the, is there here. So this is a quality here, right? Quality system here. So right in between three branches, you have the one as a main branch. So here then you created a road. There is a highway road, right? Road means transport routes here, highway. So there is a highway road here, highway. So via this highway road, so data finally where you have to give the delivery from Hyderabad to Vijayawada, you have to give the this is Vijayawada, this is the Hyderabad. So from here to here, you need to give the handover here, right? In between, you need to cross some cities here. Some so like Kodada, suppose example Kodada, you need to cross it here, right? So here in between, why? Because the middle Kodada is the middle here. You need to cross this one. So here you need to perform the term testing and everything. Then finally you need to hand over to the here. So how you are going to delivering the data here? So via RFC destinations and the transport routes, right? So RFC destinations here, right? So via RFC destinations only, it will be transfer the data here, right? So what will happen here? So we have the when you are going to the national highway, we have the some lanes. Road is there, but in between the roads, there are the loans, layers, like layers means so 3 layers or 4 layers are there. You have the layers are there, right? Why? Because in that, as per the road transport, small vehicles or two-wheelers, it will go in the left lane. The high vehicles, it will go to the so in the right line. In the middle lane, it will be used by the unconformed truck drivers. They will use the in the middle lane as per the road transport policy, right? Or like this, the data transfer, they will go to the finally destinations here. Finally, they will go to the destinations here, right? So here, so routes are called the road is like a route here, right? Road is like a route here. So the lanes are like a lanes are like a lanes are like a layers here. Why? Because all the two-wheelers are going to the left lane, right? So then means ASAP standard objects are going to the left lane, and the standard the customized objects are going to the right line here, right? Royal. So both are going to the finally, both are going to the target only. They will go to via Kodada to so Vijayawada. Finally, they will give the delivery here. But the way they are going is different. So on the same road only, one person they will go to the left side lane. So on the second person they will go to the in the middle lane. They will go to here, right? So the way they are going to the different lanes here and the different lanes, right? Lanes are called the layers. Then routes are called the so road here, right? That example you can remember, we can easily understand here. So without this one, we cannot transfer the data here. So here now we can see this picture is clearly telling. So once the data, you develop the data here, once you release it here, it will go to the quality system, right? How it is going? The object is the standard objects. It will go via this lane to here. It is the customized objects via this lane to it will go to the here. But both are going to the same system only. But the way which is coming inside of the system is different, right? The way which is going to the so why the way which you are reaching to the in middle Kodada is different, right? One people you go to the always use the right side lane. Some other people will use the left side lane here. So same as like here also, the way which is going to the standard objects are going to the this lane, and customized objects are going to the this lane here. So entire this configuration is called the so, so TMS configuration here. Here, actually, all the systems, there is a group name. All the systems will use the same transport group here. Means same transport domain should use it here. Transport group means so all the systems will use the common transport group here. Common transport group they have to use it here. Common transport group we have to use it here. That is called the group underscore ECP here. Sometimes what happens in case of the transport directory is different, then that case it will use the different trans directory here. Different the trans directory it will use it here. So we need to adjust here. Why? Because all the three systems should have the common trans directory. So whatever the production is using, same trans directory is shared to the quality, same trans directory we will share it to the so development as well, right? Why? Because configuration should be saved here, right? Transport group means all the systems will use the common trans directory here. Common trans directory. Transport group is like a all the systems will use the common trans directory, that is called the transport group here. That is called the group underscore SID. SID means the production domain controller as a production, right? So production SID you will keep it here, right? This is the TMS configurations here. Okay, so when you do the configuration here, you see here when you go to the STMS here, import overview, three systems are there here, right? So three systems are there here. Three systems are configured here. You have the three systems are configured here. See, three systems are there here. So when you refresh it here, the three systems, the status come to the green status here. So each system, how many requests are waiting to be imported, you will get the clear picture here. How many systems you are getting the clear, how many requests are. So this request we can create it. That is the next step. But the configuration is the very important here. TMS configuration is the very important here, right? So each system, 6 RFC destinations means 2 RFC destination. When you are doing the configuration, two. If you have the four systems, another two will come. If you have four systems, another two will come. So these RFC destinations are helpful to transfer the data. Okay, to transfer the data from development to quality. You are pushing, it's not the pulling. Okay, you are pushing the data from development to quality. Via this RFC destinations, data transfer will happen. From here to once the testing is done, okay, this object is testing is done, then you can finally move that data to the production system. So here backend, this RFC destination, TMS ADM user, the background job, this will run backend to move the transport, to move the data. Okay.
Sir, one question here.
Yes.
Sir, you said all the three systems will use the same file system, USR SAP trans, correct?
Yes.
So that is also is happening automatically when we are configuring?
No, you have to ask your infra team to mount the file system. It is a Linux. We have to ask them to mount the file systems. If the file system is mounted, then so automatically it will be created. So we have to mount it. Means
Mount
once
means what, sir?
mount means in the Linux language that we will call it as the mount means. So same file system we have to add to the quality, same file system we have to add to the development system. So in our layman language, so production is the domain controller. So production transport directory is there, right? Same directory we have to, so we have to accessible to the quality. Same here we have to accessible to the development system. So that is called in the Linux language. We have to call it as the mount. The Unix and the Windows language, we have to same trans directory we have to share it to the quality, and same trans directory we have to share it as the quality development sharing. Same trans directory we have to share it to the here both the places we have to share it.
Ravi sir, who is doing the mount actually? That is
Unix team.
basic Linux team.
Unix team.
Okay.
Why? Because it's a Unix level, there is a etc fs tab, and the operating system administrator will perform the dismounting or sharing the file system between two servers in the network. They will perform it here. So if I tell the Unix, then what about the Windows level? You will ask the similar question, right? That's why I'm telling operating system administrator, they will perform the, so this kind of things.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what will happen in the TMS configuration side here, right? This is the configurations, right? So RFC destinations, user, and there is a user also will be created, right? In SU01 TMS ADM user, there is a one background job, RDD IMPDP background job also will be triggered. So will be scheduled status here, will be scheduled status here, will be scheduled status here. So if you go to the here, so this is also will be in the scheduled status. So scheduled status here, which means released status here. So whenever you are importing the transport request, so this will be created here. This will be created here. So the RDD IMPDP job here. One job. So one user in SE01 TMS ADM user, that is in the 000 client. These all are in the 000 client. Okay. Okay. Then so and RFC administrations. Go to the SM59. These three will be configured by default internally. So the people will ask you the questions here when you are doing the TMS configuration. What are the things will be created in the back end? So two RFC destinations, one user, and one job will be triggered in the back end, right? If you have the two systems, then how many RFC destinations? Then four RFC destinations will be created. These systems, six. So like that, each system will generate the two RFC destinations here. Then how will you perform the configurations, like transport routes and layers? We have to log into the domain controller. There we have the option is called the STMS transport routes. There we can perform this configuration, right? So that is the one here. So tomorrow you have a new system, you are going to add it here. How can you add, create and everything here? Then here, suppose you have the one more system is there here, fourth system. Then we have to create the configuration here. There is a root configuration here. Just we have to add the root. Just we have to add the root to that system. We have to add it. That's it. So that type of configuration we have to do that. So the configuration is there. We can perform it. If the 10 systems also we can add the 10 systems into the root here. So based upon this root only, the data transfer will happen to from here to here, from here to here. Sir, I don't want to go to the here. NW1 is the development, then NW1 comes to the front. This is come to here. Then that is also we can do that one. So that is also we can configure it here. So in that case, so delete the configuration. Why? Because we have to delete the configuration here. So then delete the configuration. Routes you have to delete, we can delete it. So you have done. So deletion is done here, right? You have done the deletion. Oh, this is not done, I think.
Sir, suppose in real time this configurations get deleted, transport configurations. Is it easy to reconstruct or it takes a lot of time?
We have to do it rework, same as like now something is deleted, right? That is there here. Again we have to, what we have to do, again we have to recreate it here. Go to the transport routes here in the production, then go to the configuration, standard configurations. So just edit mode, you have to go to the edit mode, then three systems in a group. So now here, so NW1, then ECD, then ECP. So just to swipe the systems here, then your configuration will be created.
So the TMS admin user will be present in domain controller or all the systems?
All the three systems, three users. Each system we have two RFC destinations. Each system one RFC destinations will be created. Right? So see, configuration is done. So like that, so we can create the TMS configurations and etc here. Right? So see here. Now NW1 to ECD, ECD to ECP here. Suppose here one more system you have added here. One more system you created here. Suppose like let me create the one more virtual system in the production here. Virtual system is like a dummy system here, virtual. So virtual system means this does not have the any physical system here. Just a dummy purpose we will create it here. Target group for we can create the virtual system here. So here it is possible. Go to the system. We can create for the one virtual system. We can create it here. So you created virtual system as we created. That's why the symbol is like a virtual system. Go to the here, create the virtual systems or external systems, non-above systems, Java systems. We can create it here, right? So go to the back here. So virtual system you created, right? So now in the domain you have the one more system is there here. Then how can you add this system to the here, right? How can you add it? Now manually we have to add it here. Why? Because in the standard configuration, we have only 3 systems in. We have the 4 systems now, right? Go to the change mode here. Change mode here. Change mode here. So just put this here. Then how you want to configure here, right? There is a transport routes here, right? Manually add the route here. So you want to ECP to this one or ECD to this one here. How you want to transfer, right? Suppose like I want to transfer this to here, then just to drag and drop here, it will ask the transport layer here, right? What is the transport layer here, right? So what is the transport layer? So then you can configure the transport layer. What is the delivery layer here, right? ECP to here, the delivery route you created here, right? Just you created the route here, right? How you want to, which route we want to configure. So then you created the configuration here, right? So like that, so we can adjust the routes as well here, right? So that is also possible thing here. You can see it is created, distributed and created here. When you go to the here, they have the 4 systems here, the 4 systems in the systems here, right? See, the 4 systems here. Like that also we can define it.
We can have more than 2 delivery routes, sir. Is it okay?
The one delivery route only actually, but you should not have the more than. But yeah, just to testing purpose we created. Actually, we should only. So yeah, we can also create it. Yeah, options are there. We can create it. So only consolidation is only
Bro,
one.
how many virtual systems we can create?
You can create n number of virtual systems, but there is no use case of creating the virtual systems.
Sir, what data has transferred from quality to production? That same data will be available in virtual system as well, sir?
Yeah, virtual system also available. Virtual system is not like a physical system. Just like a, if you, the people who don't have the multiple systems, more than one or more than 2 plus, so only one system if they have, then one system means they should have the one virtual system, they will create it here. They will create it here. So that time they will use the this virtual system concept, they will use it. So during the development time, during the new system build development, they don't have quality production systems that time. Only one system, one system. So one system they cannot create and they cannot release any transport. So that's why they will create a one more system. They will add it like a, so VIR, they will create it here. So all the data will comes to the VIR system here, but it's not the physical system, virtual. So that purpose we have to create a virtual system here. Okay, so let me remove the configuration here again so that you can configure it here. So you can make now NW1 or whatever the system differently. You can make it as a transport domain so that you can practice it. Okay, just I'm removing the configuration. Okay, done. So you guys can carry out the work here. 3 systems I removed the configuration. Now you can proceed with the configuration of the TMS.